Hello, this is JY83, and this is another new video on my channel, which is the predictions for the Russian Grand Prix. So, yeah, I'm going to be putting forward my predictions for this weekend's Russian Grand Prix in Sochi. And first things first, I think Lewis Hamilton is going to win the race, as the past few years, Mercedes absolutely dominated. Like, I remember I think it was 2014, Nico Rosberg was last after lap 1 pretty much, because he locked his tyres so much, and still managed to finish second quite easily. So yeah, Mercedes are absolutely dominant around there. I think it'll be very difficult to see Ferrari challenging them. But that said, I have got Sebastian Vettel ahead of Valtteri Bottas, just because I think the sport is so much about about the cars this year, I should say, that not so much about the cars, that Vettel should be able to just like walk all over Bottas as he has done the whole season. Like, Bottas has been pretty disappointing so far, to be honest. So that's why I've got Vettel second and Valtteri Bottas in third, as I found myself in a barrier. That's always a good start. And yeah, Valtteri Bottas third, rounding out the podium. And then I've got Kimi Räikkönen in fourth place. It's pretty much quite clear so far that each of the two top teams have got one good driver and one not so good driver. No, not quite as good, should I say, because obviously all drivers are pretty skilled, apart from Jolyon Palmer. And yeah, so Kimi Räikkönen fourth, as the Mercedes and Ferrari is just so much ahead of the rest of the field at the minute. So yeah, it's difficult to see anyone breaking that monotony at the front with the Mercedes and Ferrari cars. But Kimi Räikkönen fourth and Valtteri Bottas third. Hopefully we'll see another massive dive bomb from Räikkönen that takes them both out of the race, because that'd be quite interesting. It'd mix it up a bit at the front. And the next driver I've got down is Daniel Ricciardo in fifth, ahead of Max Verstappen. So the Red Bull cars, as I said with the Mercedes and Ferraris, it's quite clear that the Red Bulls are clearly third in the pecking order. So it's very difficult to see, if they have clean races, that is, that either of those cars will be higher or lower than that. So that is why I've put the two Red Bulls in fifth and sixth place, just behind the Ferraris, but ahead of the rest of the midfield cars. But I've actually put Ricciardo ahead of Verstappen this time, as like, I just think Ricciardo's that little bit better in racecraft. I say that, and they get binned off by Red Bulls. That's always good. So yeah, Ricciardo just ahead of Verstappen, as I'm pretty sure he's done alright at Russia in the past. And Ricciardo, we're looking to assert his authority over Verstappen, as in China there was quite a bit of tension, as Verstappen did a Verstappen move on him into the final hairpin on the final lap, I believe. And yeah, so we're looking to set things straight for that, as the other two races have been affected by reliability for one of the two Red Bull drivers. Next up, I have Sergio Perez, who's in the Force India. So it's quite very difficult to see what sort of order there is behind the top three teams. As you've got the likes of the Force India, like Williams, Renault, Haas, even like Toro Rosso, are all close, and you just below you got like McLaren and Sauber near the bottom, unfortunately. But yeah, it's very difficult to see. So I've put Perez in seventh, as I just think the Force India with the Mercedes engine and quite long straights at Sochi means that he should be able to be just at the head of that midfield. And he had podiums. He's had a podium there in 2015. So he's obviously pretty decent at Sochi, so he'll be looking to but he'll be looking to get another strong result there. And Force India have been pretty good this season so far, and seventh place would be another decent result for them. And next I have Carlos Sainz Jr. in the Toro Rosso. I just think he's way better than Kvyat, and I don't expect Kvyat to get any points, even though it is his home race. As we saw last season, he had a shocker, and the season before I think he retired as well, but that wasn't his fault. But Kvyat is in the Toro Rosso this year, so I think Sebastian Vettel's safe from being done in by Kvyat. But Carlos Sainz 8th, Toro Rosso is pretty decent, and I don't think they scored points last time out, and he'll be hoping for better this time. Oh yeah, I just remembered that it's because Carlos Sainz absolutely dive-bombed Lance Stroll and killed him in Bahrain, which is probably why I didn't score points. But never mind, we'll move on into the ninth place, where I predicted Nico Hülkenberg. So I might be slightly biased on this one, but I think Renault have made pretty big strides even since the start of the season. Like in Bahrain, they were 6th in qualifying, with Hülkenberg, and 10th with Palmer, even though Palmer's not very good. But Nico Hülkenberg, he'll be hoping for more points. He got 9th last time out in Bahrain, so 9th again, I'm pretty sure I'd take that. Even though this track might not suit their car, but Hülkenberg will be hoping for another good result after the Bahrain result, and Renault needs to start like catching up to the likes of Force India if they really want to challenge this season, because I remember in their car reveal they kept firing shots at Force India just for no reason really. So if they don't beat Force India now, they'll look like quite a bit of a mug. But that said, they'll be looking to improve. Hülkenberg 9th, I've predicted, and in 10th place I have Esteban Ocon, because where else would he be? He's gone 10th the past 3 races, so it seems like a pretty safe bet to guess 10th place once again. And onto the other things to predict, I've gone with fastest lap of the race. I've gone with Lewis Hamilton. Just, it seems like quite a safe option. Like, he seems to get a lot of fastest laps because he just goes and sets one at the end for no reason, just for the sake of it. So I've gone for Lewis Hamilton fastest lap and for pole position, because like Hamilton seems pretty good at getting pole. Although Valtteri Bottas did get it in Bahrain, I reckon after the race in Bahrain where Bottas was shocking, I reckon that's probably knocked his confidence a little bit, and that'll mean that Hamilton's just going to dominate him again in qualifying in Sochi. And I believe every year Hamilton's had a decent car in qualifying. He's had pole in Sochi in 2014 and 15. Of course, in 2016, Hamilton's engine failed in qualifying or something like that, and he was 10th on the grid, but never mind, that's in the past now. So, and then position gain, the very last prediction, I've gone for Stoffel Vandoorne as, like, in the first 3 races, McLaren, Vandoorne, I should say, has finished 2 of the 3, I believe, and Alonso hasn't finished any. So, and Vandoorne has been pretty low down in qualifying. So basically, for this prediction, you want to predict someone who's going to get banned in qualifying, and then improve a bit in the race. And I think Vandoorne will probably be out in Q1 once again in qualifying, as he's not actually very good compared to Alonso, who can sometimes drag his car up a bit, even though the car Vandoorne's got is terrible. So it's pretty hard to judge at this point. So Vandoorne, I reckon, could be like 17th or 18th in qualifying, and just by the virtue of not retiring, he'll probably end up about 12th or 13th, which I'm hoping will be good enough to get him the position gain bonus. So that is why I've gone for him as a position gained car. So that means overall I've not included the likes of either Williams in the points, or the McLarens, of course, and the Saubers and the Haas teams. I reckon will have pretty shocking weekends. Maybe not shocking, but they'll be just below the points, I reckon. And that'll be pretty disappointing for the likes of Haas and Williams, because like they're quite established midfield teams, so we hope for better, but that's not what I've gone for. Obviously, it's just my prediction, so it could just be completely wrong, and like Verline could win from Marcus Ericsson or something. But yeah, that is going to be the end of this video then. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JMY83, and I will see you next time.